Oh, hello there. I wasn't expecting any company. This is Beverly here. We're going to be playing Crusader Kings 2. It's a fantastic game, and I'm sure you're going to love it. So, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go through a basic tutorial of Crusader Kings 2 because the learning curve is a little high. But I had a copy of this game lying around, and I ran into an old friend a little bit ago. And so I gave it to him, and he's like, I don't know what I'm doing here. And he played the tutorial, and I realized the game kind of has a steep learning curve. And I know a lot of the tutorials out there, or I don't know, I just kind of assume everybody has all the DLC, but there's people new to the game who don't want to buy all the DLC. I mean, for those of us that's been playing for a long time, it's like exciting to have all this DLC. You know, it says active, but it's not active, trust me. All this stuff. Yeah, I got some mods there too, but yeah, I'm gonna turn the music down just a little bit here. Yeah, there we go. So, yeah, I'm gonna have all the DLC turned off. It's basically like if you just got the main Crusader Kings 2 game today. You don't know what you're doing. So, what is Crusader Kings 2? Well, as we can see, it is a game about Europe, mainly. So yeah, all these other stuff, all these earlier start dates are not allowed because I have the DLC disabled. So we're gonna go to custom game here. These are some recommended players, but I would say they're not really recommended for your first game, because some of the, like Heinrich IV is the Holy Roman Emperor. It's got a lot of stuff to handle. It can be overwhelming. So we're gonna go custom game setup. Take a look at the map. See, so we've got like North Africa, the Middle East, we go all the way over to India here, some of Central Asia, the Russian steppe, and we got Iceland. We don't have Greenland, so yeah, that's the area we have to play. The year is 1066. It's the year of William the Conqueror's invasion of England, the Duke of Normandy. He's one of the recommended characters. But because we're just gonna try and take our baby steps in, we're going to start off on Newbie Island, also known as Ireland. And Ireland at this time in history is not a kingdom. It's not really unified in any way. That's why all these borders here are messed up as compared to England. I mean, Wales is still independent, but England is basically a country. Or a kingdom, you might say. Ireland is not that. So, who do we have here? We've got... Okay, we should go over some of the terminology here. No, we're not going to over terminology. I'm just going to jump right in. I'm going to be playing as Petty King Murchad of Mumu. That sounds cool. I'm going to be a guy, a petty king, and I'm going to have these two counties. I wonder if I have any vassal. Oh, I do have a vassal. We're going to have to change that. Yeah, let's just hop right in. Start game. So, Crusader Kings 2. You play as a succession of medieval rulers from a single dynasty. There's no set goal, but the world is filled with ambitious rivals. Rambunctious, ambitious rivals. Secure more land to increase your power and protect your family. You cannot hold infinite amounts of land yourself. To expand, you will need to rely on vassal rulers. This is a feudal system, people, okay? Keep them happy with titles and gifts lest they decide to revolt. The game will end in 1452. If your line can stay in power that long, ellipsis. Okay. So, this is true. As a rule, your first priority is to secure an heir. If you do not have a legitimate heir when your character dies, the game will end. Other pressing matters appear as alerts along top of the screen. Like these guys. So, hi, I'm sorry for reading through this, but this is all important stuff. Crusader Kings is a pausable real-time game. This means that you can issue commands both while the game is paused when the clock is running. To pause or unpause the game, click the date. That'll unpause it. Or press the spacebar. You can use these buttons to speed things up. See? It's going faster. Going slower. What's the light going faster? Oh boy. Oh, we got an autosave there. But still. Time's flying by. Look at that. But we're going to play real slow. We're going to pause it right now. You can also use the plus and minus keys on your keyboard, and the space bar unpauses it, which I recommend doing. I don't ever go over here with my mouse. We're gonna ignore all this stuff right now, because all we can play in the base game is Catholic rulers. So, yeah. Some things to familiarize yourself with are these different map modes. They're all gonna be confusing right away. But a good one is the Realms map mode. That's like the main map mode. That's what we're looking at right now. So the borders separate basically independent kingdoms, or, you know, places. So who are we exactly? Well, we're this guy up on the top left. Titles. What titles do we have? We hold the Petty Kingdom of Mumu. If you click on it, it'll bring you to this. It'll show you that this is that title. Let's see if we go back. We also have the County of Tuad. Ooh, I'm not even going to try and say that one. We have this county here. So, but wait. We hold this Petty Kingdom, which is these two counties, but we also hold this one county. I don't understand. What's going on here? Well, this is the hierarchy of the feudal system, people. I am a duke. I know it says Petty King, but that's just the Irish name for dukes. Petty King. It's not a real king, it's a small king, aka a duke. As a duke, I can have counts, or, as they're called in Irish lingo, earls. Maybe that's Norwegian, because he's Norwegian. Must have been a Scandinavian invader. But, so I guess my main point right now is you gotta understand the hierarchy of the feudal system if you want to play this game. And at the bottom of this hierarchy, you have, like, mayors. This guy is a mayor of a city. He's my vassal. He does what I tell him to, mostly. He doesn't love me. So he doesn't always do what I say, but, you know, he pays tribute to me, you know, he swears allegiance to me. He does what I say. The bishop, same thing. He holds this church in my county, the bishopric of Dalua. I'm just gonna mess things up. I hope that's alright as far as pronunciation goes. So, yeah, we've got mayors, we've got bishops, we've got barons. Barons are people that hold castles, but since I hold this castle and my title is not baron, I don't have a baron under me. But if I had another castle in this county, it would be a baron. Above that, you have counts. This guy is a count. I know it has earl. That's just a cultural thing. He's a count. Don't listen to him. Underneath him, he has a mayor. He has a bishop. But I am above him. I am a duke. I know I'm just laboring on this, but this is important. You gotta understand this if you're gonna have any sense of what's going on. Let's look at England, okay? England, you see this bigger shield here? That's a kingdom. He is a king. King Harold II of England. If I go over here, look at his vassals. He's got Duke. Leofwine of Godwin, Duke of Kent. I click on that title, it shows me this is the Duchy of Kent, okay? That size shield is the same size as mine. Coincidence? No. We're both dukes. So this duke is part of the Kingdom of England. That duchy is part of the Kingdom of England. He does what the King of England says. Alright? So, that's all we really need to know for that. Above kings, however, there is one other title, and that is Emperor. Let's look at the Holy Roman Empire. This guy, Kaiser Heinrich IV of the Holy Roman Empire. Let's see, he doesn't have any kings as vassals, but he could. How about the Emperor of or the Byzantine Emperor? He does not have any kings either. The Ecumenical Patriarch is like the Orthodox Pope, basically. Not really a king, but they give him... He looks like a king, because he's special. But let's just forget about that for now. So yeah, we are independent. There is no Kingdom of Ireland. We do what we want. Which is another good reason to play in Ireland, is because if you start as like the Duke of Kent, you're kind of limited by what you can do, because, you know, I can't really attack, you know, France, because France's kingdom is so much bigger than me, and, you know, I don't know. The King of England might attack the King of France, but a Duke is not really going to attack France. The Duke of Normandy may attack England, But I'm not going to get into that. That's just a fun historical thing that's happening literally right now. Yeah, you see, if I go into the diplomatic mode, I can see that Duke William the Bastard, the Duke of Normandy, is at war. It's red. All of England is red. He's at war with England. Even though he's, you know, just a small duke in France. He has, if I go over here, he's got titles, the Duke of Normandy, County of Rouen. He has a strong claim on the Kingdom of England. That's a whole fun story about how he got that. But we're not going to go over that today. And we're not going to go over Casus Belli at the moment, but yeah. That's why they start in 1066. It's a famous historical date, when William the Bastard became William the Conqueror and King of England. But anyway, I like to talk about history because I love history. But we're just going to do other stuff now. Ruler unmarried. So who am I? Let's see. These are my stats. These are my traits. The one on the far left that looks like a book, that's your class, basically. My son is also a tough soldier. I'm a tough soldier. The little plus signs is like your level in that class. It doesn't really go up, usually. You get your class and you become an adult, and it doesn't change throughout your life. So hopefully you are more than level 2. This guy is a flamboyant schemer. Basically, each trait has a class. So I'm a tough soldier. That's the martial class. Let's go over our stats quick. We've got diplomacy, martial, stewardship, intrigue, learning. They all do what you'd think they would do. I'm not going to go into too much detail at the moment. So tough soldier is a class of the martial skill, and I'm level 2 out of 4. 4 is the highest level you can be in a class. So it's not good. It's not terrible, but it's kind of bad. These traits that you get, some of them can go away, you know, throughout your life, and events will happen, and you make decisions, and that's one of the cooler parts of the game. You know, like, I'm cruel, and they affect your stats. So let's just look at them here. Cruel. This character is an evil sadist, taking pleasure in the suffering of others. Intrigue +1, diplomacy -1, morale damage +10%, vassal opinion -5. So people don't like cruel people. My vassals, if I go over here and I look at some of my vassals, like the Count over here, or Earl, and I hover over his opinion, this is always going to be of his liege, which in this case is me. So this number here represents how much he likes me. It's out of 100, and it can go negative. So it can be negative 100, it can be positive 100, anywhere in between. He likes me positive 33. But if I look here on the list, I can see liege is cruel, -5. So it is in fact working. It has an effect in the game. I'm an arbitrary character. This character could not care less about justice, a character flaw that is not appreciated by vassals and courtiers. Stewardship -2, learning -1, vassal opinion -1. So people don't like arbitrary people either. It's just like, I just don't care. I'm not ambitious. I'm arbitrary. I'm brave though. Martial +2, personal combat skill +1, yada 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 yada. Proud. I get prestige every month, a bonus of 0.5 prestige. What is prestige, you say? Prestige is exactly what it sounds like. You know, it's like your prestige. It's how famous you are, how honorable you are. You also have piety, which is, you know, humility, holiness, all that stuff wrapped into one category. I also have wealth. You basically deal in gold at this point. And I have 65 gold. So that's who I am. I do not have a wife, but I do have a son. If I go to family, like my children, my son is my heir, as is usually the case. I only have one son, so it's not too complicated. I have some siblings. Well, I won't get into it right now. But if my son died, and he didn't have a son, then maybe his uncle, one of my brothers, would become the new heir. Just because, you know, we're the same dynasty. It's all in the family. This happened throughout history, you know, like kings of England would go to their uncle or something, you know, if they didn't have a kid. So, I guess the first thing I should do is get a wife, right? Well, let's click on these rings and arrange a marriage. Who do we want to marry? Got all these beautiful women here. Some of them are not really of age yet, but I can arrange a betrothal because the women do not decide. It's 1066, and I gotta do what the men say. Kingdom of Navarra. Let's see. How do I want to say this? Marriages are really important at this time in history because it's how alliances are made. So I'm trying to marry a princess, ideally, of some country that is semi-powerful and semi-close. So maybe I could secure an alliance with him. He could help me in wars. But I don't know. Denmark's kind of close, but it's pretty far. Navarra's weak in Spain. Kingdom of England. Kingdom of England is under attack right now. I don't want to deal with that. Kingdom of France. France is a very powerful country, but a little far away. I don't know. I would kind of like one of these dukes around here. Maybe Scotland. Scotland is not going to be too involved in this stuff. Does he have any girls? No. What about maybe the Duke of Gwynedd here? She's not married. She's also kind of a shitty person. Not much better. Ugh, these stats are just terrible. I think... Wow, they both have one martial skill. That's just laughable. Surely there must be someone better for me to marry. This guy is the Duchy of Isles. He has no kids. How about the Duchy of Lothian here? He's part of the Kingdom of Scotland. He's got some daughters. She's 4. It's too long to wait. Too long to wait indeed. Well, maybe one of these guys. One of my fellow Irish counts or something. Let's see. No kids. No kids. One boy. No kids. No kids. Boys. And I don't really want to marry anybody close to me, because ideally I'd like to conquer them very soon. Maybe the Duke of Brittany? No. Alright, I'm sorry this is taking so long, but this is an important thing. Ugh. What about this guy? Duke of Moray. Ah, did I look at that already? I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself. There's just not a lot of women around here. I think maybe we will marry Princess of Denmark. She's not bad. She's a bastard, but she's legitimized, so it basically counts as a princess, as far as my concerns. Another legitimized bastard in Denmark. I wonder what's going on over there. So, we'll marry her. You see all these swords with a sign through it? That means we're going to sign a non-aggression pact. Would result in a non-aggression pact with King Harald of Norge, aka Norway. If I just marry a regular girl, you know, like, oh, she's just a courtier in this place, there's no pact, because she's not important. She's not a princess or anything. But if I marry into the royal family, I'll get a non-aggression pact. Propose that King Murchad, that's me, and Princess Sigrid get married. As a king, Murchad would gain 6 prestige for marrying into House Estrid, that's the house of the King of Denmark, and 100 for marrying the relative of a king. And he would say yes. As you can see, what we have here is the 2 men making the decision for me and this woman. So we're going to send that out, and we're going to unpause the game and wait for him to respond, because it takes time. Diplomacy takes time. And, you know, I'm sure it would take more than 7 days to get to Denmark and back, but that's about how long it takes. So, Princess Sigrid and King Murchad have gotten married. We can collect a royal aid duty to pay for the ceremonies. And this is kind of the choices that, you know, let you play the game. You can take gold, you can take prestige. Right now, I want gold. I'm a small kingdom. The gold means a lot to me. This is just saying that he accepts my betrothal, my marriage proposal. So, I'm now married. My wife is beautiful. She's a charismatic negotiator. That's the diplomatic skill. So, that's good. I'm married now. Unmarried heir. Okay, so my son also needs to get married. Oh, blessed be, you're saying. But it's true. It's important stuff. I'm gonna say... marrying into the crown of France is not a bad way to go. So I'm gonna arrange a betrothal with this 11-year-old girl. And he's gonna like... he says yes, I will do that. So we'll send that out. Wait a couple days. He accepts my betrothal. I have no ambition. Pick an ambition. Click to choose an ambition. Okay. So ambition is like your goal, your personal goal. What do you want to do? And some of them are improve your stats, basically. Improve diplomacy, improve stewardship. Some of them are like have a daughter. Some of them are become King of Ireland. And, you know, you kind of want to pick something that you can do. Becoming King of Ireland with this guy, I'm a Catholic ruler and I'm 39 years old. It's not super realistic at this moment anyway. And it doesn't really provide me with too many benefits. Like, if I take this mission to improve my stewardship, some events will happen to me that'll help me improve my stewardship. So, not really so much the case with becoming the King of Ireland. You basically just have to do it on your own. But, what do I want to do? Let's see. My diplomacy and my stewardship are all kind of bad. Let's improve my stewardship. Why not? You can press de jure ducal claims. The following de jure ducal claims can be pressed against the House of for King Merchant of Mumu. So what is this telling us? Well, you see how I have the Petty Kingdom of Mumu. That's my title. We're going to have to go over some words here real quick. 2 words that I want you to know. I want you to dream about these words. De jure and de facto. I'm going to read you the definitions of them right now. De jure means according to rightful entitlement or claim, by right. As an adjective, it means denoting something or something that is rightfully such. He has been de jure king since his father's death. De facto is like that, but it basically means regardless of what's rightfully so, this is what's actually happening. De facto means in effect or in effect, whether by right or not. The island has been de facto divided into 2 countries. In practice, in effect, in fact, in reality, really, actually, the Republic is de facto 2 states, denoting someone or something that is such in fact, a de facto one-party system. So, de facto is talking about reality. I have the de jure title. It's my right. The Kingdom of Mumu. The Duchy of Mumu. So, if I check this box, it shows what should be mine. This is what's actually mine. And because this county is part of the Duchy of Mumu, I can say, like, hey, you know, I'm the Duke of Mumu. You should really be my vassal. You should do what I say. And because of that, I can declare war on him. To declare war, you have to select a casus belli. What's casus belli? I think it translates as cause for war. Let's see. It's a Latin expression meaning an act or event that provokes or is used to justify war. Literally, a case for war. So you can't just I can't just say, hey, Duke of Connacht, screw you, I'm gonna declare war. I can't do it. We're both Christians, we're both Irish, it's just like, it's not cool. So, but because this guy should be my vassal and he's not, I can use that as a casus belli to declare war on him. Do I want to do that? Well, that's a very important question. I want to do some other things first, but we will do that very shortly. How do you know when you want to attack somebody and when you don't? When is it a good idea? That's one of the most important questions in this game. I'm so glad you asked. Let's see. I am going to leave that for next time because I've gone over. But thank you so much for watching. And in the next episode, we're probably going to go to war and get some fun times doing stuff. Thanks for watching.